Okay, for this class, we're gonna start off standing. All you need is your yoga mat. Now, I am gonna say the shadows on the walls, they do make me fall, so I hope I don't fall to distract you. But we're gonna get into those hips in different ways. We're gonna play with Garudasana and Natrasana, so eagle and dancer. So first, let's just start to create some movement. So face the side of the mat. We'll be turning to side and to the front. So facing the side of the mat and just step, circling the legs and stepping. So I want you to feel the movement of your thigh bone in the hip. Okay, and don't worry so much if the leg is super straight or not. I just want you to create some mobility in the hip joint. Okay, and now you can reduce the circle. And now let's focus on the arms. So circling the arms around, keeping the bottom ribs in and down so you're not arching your lower back. So keep them in and down and just circle the arms, alternating, spreading the fingers, and then reversing the circles. And you can pick up the speed a little bit too. Okay, we're gonna go back to what we did just a moment ago, but add to it. So now you're gonna take the leg and sweep it around. And take the other leg, sweep it around, sweep it around. And when you fall off the mat, just come back on. So I want you to just work on crossing and sinking low. Try not to turn the hip, keep the hip center, because that's gonna be part of our hip opener, okay? So again, just alternate sweeping the leg around. Okay, going from side to side, and you can just adjust so that you're on your mat. Okay, sweeping around, and then let me come back to the center. So we started off sweeping behind, and then you can switch it to sweeping in front and crossing. However, play with both, and try not to do that. You want to cross. Okay, so now, move to the front of the mat. This is where you're going to keep the hips facing forward, making sure they don't turn. So we had a little bit more freedom to kind of play, get used to it. So now, bend the knees. You can have your arms out just either way and start to sweep, alternate sweeping the leg behind. Now, once you're at the back of the mat, whatever leg you have on top, you're going to keep it there. And then, so my left leg is on top, I'm going to cross the right arm on top, and then squeeze into Garudasana and lift the elbows. Keep the hips forward. You can also tap the toe if you need. Lift the elbows, squeeze in. And breathe. Keep the hips facing and release. Now, depending on your body, the hips might twist, and you can also wrap the foot. I'm not able to in that side, so let's check out the other side. So now, standing up tall to get to the front of the mat, lift your heels and step and lower the heels. Lift the heels, whoops, and step, lower the heels, lift the heels, step, lower the heels, lift, and lower the heels. We're going to start, now make sure you just do the opposite side. So if you get to the back and you have the same leg, just switch it one more time. So arms out, bend, and sweep around, and sweep around. So make sure you're bending so the thighs stack, your knees stack. And sweep, and sweep, sweep, and sweep. Okay, I did it right. So now I have the opposite leg on top. Okay, so my right leg is on top, so now my left elbow is going to be on top. Go for the bind, and your eagle, Garudasana. And now you can toe point, or you can wrap, or you can wrap the foot. Squeeze, oh, I'm losing it. And get low. And bring the elbows up. And keep the hips forward and slowly lower down and unwind. Now, wrapping the foot is just more complicated than just the hips. It can be your ankle, it can be your knee, and one side you could see was physically impossible for me to wrap the foot. I have an injury on that side from a million years ago. So what does it come up for you? Because I'm just going to show you before we continue on. I'll show you with my better side. When you get low, you have more space to wrap the foot. And you gotta be bent. You gotta be in that one-legged chair pose, eagle pose. Because if you're up higher, you're kind of gonna stress out your knee if you're too high. So you really gotta get into that chair. And you can also, just like I said, toe point. You can put your foot on a block. But then that's what the block is more aggravation coming in and out of the pose. But as you're working on it, it's a great tool. Okay, now for dancer, I want you to play with Gyan Mudra. It's wisdom and grounding. You're gonna place the first finger and thumb together and stretch out the other three. So the front arm is going to reach out. Okay, so now we're gonna work on those hip flexors. Draw the right knee up, dorsiflex the foot, and go from some circles. Reverse the circles. Now, keep the foot dorsiflexed, and it's not going to be a huge step, but a decent one into your high lunge. Just make sure you don't have a wall to hit. Reach the arms up in your high lunge. It's a closed hip pose, just like Garudasana, eagle pose. So left arm behind, right arm forward, hinge and lift, passing through like a warrior three, bend, reach for the arch of the foot, and Gyan Mudra with the front arm, and push the foot into the palm, palm into the foot. Squeeze and keep that lift. And release and step back to your high lunge. And then shake it out. Okay, so remember, it's a closed hip pose. I'm going to show you front view first for a moment. When you're grabbing the foot, make sure you don't do this. See how it's coming away from my body out to the side? When you're on a balancing standing back bend, it's super easy to do that. I want you to think keeping the thigh bone in line with the hip. So once you get the foot, try not to do this. Try not to go out like that, because it actually makes it harder to balance. It might seem easier, but just keep that in mind. Stay hip distance. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, so now draw the left foot up and circle around. Keep the foot dorsiflexed. Reverse the circle. Now become still and step forward into your high lunge. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward, extend the right leg behind you. Gyan Mudra, reach for the arch of the foot so the thumb is facing up. Push the foot into the palm, palm into the foot, and really work on that back bend. So you're lifting your chest. You can even look forward a little bit. See if you can straighten the standing leg, and then slowly release. Step back, high lunge, and step forward, shake it out. Okay, so check in how it went from side to side, and now we're going to stretch it out a little bit. So come into goddess, palms on the thighs, sink the pelvis low, and turn your left shoulder in, tailbone down, come back to center, right shoulder in, come back to center, and now shift side to side. And slowly release and heel toe your feet together. So we kind of started with a little bit of moment of play, and I have to say, whenever I get on my yoga mat, a lot of times I start with play just to get into the feeling of my body. So I recommend doing that yourself. This is great for the hips and balance. So try this again, have fun with it, write in your journal how it went, and I will see you soon.